Hey everybody, it's Phil from Epic Fail Gaming. We're going to be doing a playthrough of Folklore the Affliction. So, I haven't really read all the rules yet, but we're going to edit out the parts where I read, obviously. It just tells you at that point, after I read the initial stuff, to go ahead and play Story 1. So we're just going to play that. I'm not going to do the campaign by myself for this. Hopefully eventually Brad and I will do that. Alright, so let's just go ahead and jump in. I'm going to be playing the Avenging Madman, who is just a simple farmer. He woke up and his family was dead one night, killed by horrible creatures, so he's out to hunt them down and get vengeance. And we have the Exorcist. The Exorcist is, from the church, sent out to eradicate evil in the land. So, with the Avenging Madman, you can either choose the Avenger path or the Savage. I won't read everything, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the Avenger. And for this adventure, I'm going to pick, at the start of an encounter, I place a tracking token on a target. As long as you do not change targets, you inflict +1 damage against it. So we're going to go with that ability, that focus. And for the Exorcist, I'm going to go with Sanctifier. So I can't sacrifice companions to avoid an attack or to avoid taking damage. But I receive +2 max Vita for every companion you have. And I can choose to consume holy water to heal 1d6 Vita to you or your allies, divided as you choose. So, I figure warrior type and a healer for the first game. We'll try that. Alright, so you're going to start at the Church of the Crossroads down here. This is a little group marker. Alright guys, so this is a story-based game too, so I'll go ahead and start the story. You have traveled far, entering a territory of mountains and hills, forests and ancient paths. As you near your destination, an oppressive veil descends as the sky becomes dim. The stagecoach you hired approaches an old stone building with a belfry and enormous arched wooden front doors, whose scrollwork tells tales of horror and redemption. The coach rolls to a stop and you must exit to stand before the Church of the Crossroads. The church is an age-old monument and gateway to this ancient mountainous territory. As you near the wooden doors to head inside, you hear the sounds of a struggle from within. Entering the church, you see an old curator cowering at the hands of highwaymen. The highwaymen are ragged and filthy. With a dangerous edge of the desperate, they demand food and valuables. Okay, so at this point it says to make a skill check. In this case, one character may try to pass speech 8. So we can try to talk him down. The Exorcist has speech down there of +1. So to make a skill check, you're going to roll a 10-sided and add that +1 to it. And we need a speech of an 8. So let's see how it goes. That's a 5. So I got a 6 in speech. So I failed that. So it says, if you fail, the group must skirmish. Alright guys, kind of cool looking. There's one side for the actual combat when you encounter them, or there's a skirmish side. That's how many dice you roll up here in the top left, based on how many characters are in the game. So 2 characters, they roll a d4. Let's see their strength. This is to determine their strength. So they have a 4. Damn it. Already losing? So here's them. You place a marker based on what you rolled. So they're at a 4, so that gives them a +5 might. So you can either decide to attack or defend, and you're going to put these counters out. If you defend, you can still attack, but you get +10 defense, -10 might. Okay, so we're going to have the Avenging Madman attack, and let's just have the Exorcist defend. So you're going to roll percent dice. So you got the 10s and the 1s. And you're going to compare that to the defense. Okay. So they're going to roll, and they get a +5 might. So this is their might attack. So you can roll once. So they got a 16 plus the 5 is 21. And you're going to compare that to the defense. The Madman has a 39, so he's good. And the Exorcist has 46 since he is defending. So he's good too. Okay, so then we roll our attack dice simultaneously, and we add our own might bonuses from character card, weapons, abilities, etc. Then you reduce the skirmish counter by the number of successful attacks made by the characters. If you roll a natural 100, it reduces it by 2. And that's it. You basically go back and forth with that. The Exorcist will get a +5 might from his weapon, Aspergillum. It's like a big mace. But he's got that -10 might from that. So that's going to end up being -10. So he's got a -1. And they have a defense of 42. So we got a 96. That's a hit. Alright, so that goes down 1 from our Exorcist kicking their butts. And then we'll go with the Avenging Madman. Alright, so he gets a +5 might from his Bale Hook, and +5 might from his attacks normally, so +10 might. Alright, so he got an 80 with the +10, so that's a hit. Alright, so now we go back. Do we attack or defend? Could probably kill them here. They both have a decent defense, so let's go ahead and attack with both. Okay, so if they hit, they use their skirmish power. That's how that works. So on a hit, you lose 1d4 Vita, which is your health. And then if the total attack roll of the Highwaymen is 85 plus, they cause +2 damage. Okay, so that makes sense. I understand the skirmish thing. It's pretty sweet. Just a quick little way of doing combat without setting up big maps and everything. Alright, so next the Highwaymen attack. So, there's also a difficulty thing. So we're playing on a Dusk difficulty. That's determined by the story. Okay, so they don't get a plus to their might from that either. Okay, so roll percent and compare it to the defense of our characters. Ooh, shit, 93. So they're going to hit both of our characters. So we're going to lose 1d4 Vita, and then the attack is 85 plus, so they're going to do 2 extra damage also. So let's see how much damage they do. Okay, so we're going to lose, I rolled a 2, so we lose 4 Vita. Okay, so he was at 23. So the Avenging Madman's going to be at 19. The Exorcist will be at 18 Vita. Alright, now it's our turn to attack. So, I'll go ahead and go with the Avenging Madman first. He gets +10 to might. Oh, I forgot about his ability. He can do, keep it coming, sorry. Ignore 1d4 damage from an attack, usable during a skirmish. So he can use it once per round, but it costs a power point. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. He'll go down to 4 power, and he'll ignore 1d4 of that damage. Okay, so he ignores 3 of it, actually. So he only took 1 damage from that, so he's down to 22, actually. Okay, nice. Avenging Madman does not give a fuck. Alright, let's go ahead and attack with him now. He gets that +10 might. Rah! So I got an 89 with that. So that's a hit. Now they're at -1 damage and -5 might. And 1 more hit will kill him. So the Exorcist can go. He's going to get a +9 might. Oops, and that's kind of in the middle there. Got a 78 with the 9, so yeah, that's a hit. So we kill the highwaymen. Yes! Take that, you bastards. The curator thanks you for driving the brigands away and for saving the church from being burglarized. He explains that this area has begun to attract an unsavory element, but that there are calamities far worse to the north. He says the priest received this a few days ago. He left immediately to investigate. Without warning, he lifts a covering from a table, revealing a bloody mass of fur and flesh. Ugh. Okay. So we have to make a story skill check. It's a nerve for all characters. So the Avenging Madman has a nerve of +2, so we'll go with that. He's only got to get a 2 or higher. So he gets a success. So you steady yourself against the revolting sight. You become centered and recover 1 vita. Okay, so he's back to full. You can only go up to full when you recover. And the Exorcist, let's see how he does with it. He doesn't have a nerve bonus, so we'll just see what happens. He got a 6, so he got it. And he recovers a vita too. So he's back to 19. After recovering from the shock of such a disgusting sight, you examine it more closely. It seems unnatural. The curator explains. Wolves have been seen devouring people in the north. A group of Austell Inc hunters tracked this one down, but no matter how many arrows and spear tips pierced its flesh, it would not stop moving. They brought it to the alchemist first, believing it was bewitched by some evil curse. Its form shifted and changed periodically in startling phases. It only stopped after that stone was removed from its stomach. He points to a small pebble encased in glass on a pedestal near the table. Neither the priest nor alchemist know what it is, but they fear it is related to the source of the trouble in the north. Go to Austell Inc to seek out the missing priest, and inquire of the people where they found this creature. It is of dire importance that you find the wolf beast's lair. Here are a few coins to help you with your journey. You are welcome to rummage through our cellar and see if you can find something useful to take with you. Return with news when you have found our priest. Okay, so we each get a coin from the curator. Okay, I think you just keep track of coins on a sheet of paper. But since I have other games, coins! So the Madman's got a coin and the Exorcist. Okay. You're supposed to name these guys and everything, but we'll get more into the story in that when Brad and I play through it. Hopefully in a campaign. Draw 2 item cards to find out what you discovered in the church's cellar. It is up to you to decide which characters receive the items. Okay, and if you can't decide, you can roll off, but obviously, go with this. Blam! Pure salt. Remove the curse status or gain immunity to corrosion tokens for 1 encounter. Alright, what else did we get? We get a talisman against evil. Exhaust to cause 1 damage to adjacent foes. It's a necklace item. Let's give the pure salt to the Exorcist, and the talisman against evil, we'll give it to the Avenging Madman. Outside, you board the waiting stagecoach, which hastens your journey to the village of Austell Inc. Okay, and the world map says, travel to Austell Inc. All characters gain +1 stride on their journey due to the stagecoach. Leadership should now switch to character 2 since you are transitioning from narrative to the world map. Pass the leader token to them with the day side showing. Oh, okay. So it's this is the leadership token. So we started with the Exorcist as our leader, so it goes to the Avenging Madman. When character 2 passes the token to the next character, they flip it to the night side. Alright, World Travel Map Tutorial. We have to see page 16 and read that. Alright guys, I'm back. Okay, so basically what you do is, this token tells you whether it's day or night. When you have it on a character, so I have it on the Avenging Madman, you use his stride, which is his movement. to move that many squares. So his movement's of 4. Now, since it's on the day, you do an encounter. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4 here, or you can also go off-road. So I could go just off-road into here instead of following the road. But you can only do one off-road movement. It doesn't matter what your movement points are. So it takes 1 to enter off-road too. So I could go 1, 2, 3, and then enter off-road. But at the end of your movement, whether you're on a road or off-road, you do an encounter with off-road cards or road cards. So the off-road ones are way more dangerous, they said. And it's also based on whether it's day or night. So if it's night, you do the night side of that encounter. They both have different sides. So we're going to use the Avenging Madman's Stride. So Austell Inc is way up there. So they want us to head there. Let's stick to the roads for now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and do a road event. So there's our day side and night side. Alright, shortcut. We were told of a shortcut that would speed our journey through the land. It says keep this card and discard it on a future turn to avoid drawing a road event card. Okay, so that's awesome. We'll keep that. Alright, so that's that movement. So this is going to pass to the Exorcist, but it's going to be nighttime now. So we're still on the road. The Exorcist has a move of 4 also. So let's just stick to the road. Alright, so we're still moving. And it's nighttime, so let's go ahead and discard this one, the shortcut, and stop it from getting an event card, since we found that shortcut. Alright, so the next turn, this is going to pass, but it's going to be daytime. So the Avenging Madman will move 4. 1, 2. Alright, so we made it to a town called Wayland Point. So we don't have to go into the town. If you want to, here's the town services. So you have Austell Inc, Wayland's Point, and Eurotrusk. Alright, so Wayland's Point, we can visit that, and it has, you get different town services. So Wayland's Point lets us get 2 services per visit. So each character could do 2 things at Wayland's Point. There's different things you can do in town. Visit the apothecary, the chapel, got a gypsy caravan, a market, inn, and physician, tinker, stables, and all that. Oh, one thing I also forgot is that we should have got 1 movement point each round extra because we're in a coach. You can also visit the market. When you do, you can draw a card, 1 item once per visit, and purchase it if you wish, and you can sell items for half their cost. I kind of like our items in that. We only have 1 coin each, so really that's not enough to buy anything. But we can visit the physician. We'll visit the physician in town. I'll pay the 2 coins I got. They'll pay to have the Exorcist healed. So he's at 21 out of 22 now. That's 1 coin per 1 Vita you get. So we'll do that in town. Now it says when you enter town it goes back to the day schedule. So in daytime, let's travel out with the Exorcist. It looks like we're going to have to go to the bridge. Yeah, unless we go off-road to the tombs and then go up. But they recommend you stay on the road for the first game, and I think that's what we'll go ahead and do. Alright, so we actually move 5. Okay, so we'll move along the road, heading up towards Austell Inc, just to find this priest and find out what's creating looks like werewolves. Alright, so we get a road event. Alright, daytime. It's called Undertaker. We traveled by a small roadside graveyard. An old man, busily digging new graves, noticed us. His hands were blistered, and he asked us for a set of bandages. One character may discard a bandage to receive 8 lore. Otherwise, he becomes angered, and the group must skirmish with the Undertaker. Damn, this Undertaker's kind of a jerk. The Exorcist does have bandages. But let's go ahead and give him bandages. The Madman will give him bandages. Make him feel better. And so he doesn't attack us. We get 8 lore. And I have no idea what lore is. So let's try to figure that out. Okay, so lore is apparently like something you keep track of. And you can use it to advance on your character sheet. Yeah, so on the back of the sheet, they have a lore tree. But, yeah, they cost a lot. 100, 200. Alright, so we've only got a lore of an 8. So it says with lore, each character gets it. So each character has 8 lore right now. Alright, so that was our encounter. Now it's going to go back to the Madman on the night. It's nighttime now. So he's going to go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll do a road event again. This time at night. Vampiric mist. A blood-red mist wound its way down the dark path ahead and engulfed us, filling our lungs. All characters lose 2 vita and then must roll a d10. On a 1, they are afflicted with bloodlust. Ugh. Shit, okay. So we each lose 2 vita. That puts the Exorcist at 19. And the Madman at 21. Okay, so the Exorcist isn't ever afflicted by bloodlust. So he's not going to roll. The Madman will. And I'm thinking he's already afflicted with bloodlust, but... Alright, so we rolled a 9. So he's okay. Other than getting 2 damage. Alright. Damn, night encounters suck even on the road. Alright, so let's go back to daytime for the Exorcist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Working our way to town. At least this event's daytime. Hard travel. Weather conditions cause the road to become difficult for travel. Receive -1 stride on the world map until the start of the next chapter. This will go to nighttime. And we'll travel, but we'll get to Eurotrusk. So Eurotrusk is a big city, so you get 3 services per visit. But we don't really have any coins at this point. I don't really want to sell, like I said, anything. The pure salt, just in case we get cursed, I'm going to keep. And the talisman against evil, I can exhaust it to do damage to foes. So I'm going to keep those. So we'll just kind of hang out there in Eurotrusk until daytime. Find a nice stable to sleep in. Since we don't even have enough money for the inn. So, in the morning, the Exorcist will lead us out. Now we're back down to 4 movement because of the hard travel. It's raining pretty hard, so the roads are real muddy, I imagine. Alright, so let's do a road event in the daytime. Traveler. We met a man claiming to be an apothecary of some renown. The group may take advantage of apothecary services as if in a town. The characters actually have... the character sheets have location things you can do too. So for 20 coins, the Exorcist could get oil of exorcism. But like I said, we're broke. Broke is a joke. And the Madman can't do anything at the apothecary anyway, so... Alright, let's pass that back and travel at night. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we almost make it to the edge of a bridge. We crossed into an area haunted by restless, malcontent spirits. They wish to feel alive once more. A random character becomes possessed. 5. Oh, God. Alright, so I'm assuming you can fight that possession thing. Let's find out. So it looks like we can resist it with faith. Now it says a random character. I think there's a way to do that with the numbers of you number like the characters, but let's say on a 1 through 5 it's the Exorcist, 6 through 10 is the Madman. Okay, so the Exorcist gets attacked and they try to possess him. He has faith of a +2. It's possessed of a 5, so 3 or higher and I'm good. 3. Ooh. Okay, so he resists being possessed. Ow, you foul demon! Makes sense, he's an exorcist. I mean, you would think it would be hard to possess him. He avoided possession by praying through the night. Alright. Now we go back to daytime. Oh, and we're right at the edge of Austell Inc, but we need to do a road event at daytime. Fauna. We found a wounded fawn laying on the edge of the path. A foul claw stuck in its ribs, oozing green ichor. Any one character must pass Ecology 6 to learn something about the claw, and gain 15 lore. Okay, Ecology of a 6. The Madman does have Ecology of a 2, so I need a 4 or higher. Oh, a 7. We gain 15 lore. Alright, so 15, so we're at 23 lore. Damn, alright, so now we're moving up. Alright. So this will pass to him. So we enter town at night. Alright. In Austell Inc, the streets are deserted, with the exception of an occasional townsperson hurrying home or a drunk vagabond asleep in the alley. The few villagers you see, scurrying on their way, pause only to regard you with cautious stares. You raise your arm and call out a friendly greeting, time and again with only quickly averted eyes as a response. It does not take much to sense that something is wrong. Alright, so we're walking through the streets at night. People are freaked out. You catch sight of a street urchin eyeing you from a side alley. Unlike the rest, it seems her curiosity is winning over her caution. You wave her over, and she hesitantly approaches. Oh God, don't approach a priest. No. Sorry. Couldn't resist. When you ask her about the town and why everyone seems afraid, she looks nervous and says, "Many people are worried because of the strange things that are happening. It is worse in the countryside, and a lot of the farm folk have come into town. The inn is completely sold out." You ask the girl what she knows about wolves and the priest. For a moment she feigns ignorance, but after a bribe of food, she tells you about the many recent wolf sightings. She warns that some have claimed that the wolves seem to change in the moonlight. With a full mouth, the urchin says she knows nothing of a visiting priest, but that you might be able to find out more answers at the inn. Okay, so now it says choose your path. There will be times when the group will have to make a choice, such as right now. You will not know the consequences until after the choice has been made. Follow the instructions in the dialogue box and then continue the story. Okay. So will you give the urchin some spare change? Alright, so unfortunately we've spent both coins. So we're going to be uncharitable. So it says read story moment 70 on page 50. You hesitate, wanting to help the young beggar, but decide the bread you used as bribery was enough for such meager information. You turn to the rest of the group and direct them towards the inn. The leader must pass awareness 9 to notice the urchin picking your pocket. Which makes sense, right? So the avenging madman is the leader at this point. So we need to get awareness 9. He does not have awareness. And I got a 2. Alright, you lose 1d4 coins. You do not realize you have been robbed yet. Alright, so we don't have any coins anyway, so that's fine. True to the urchin's words, the inn is bursting with people and heated conversation. Most of the patrons look to be farmers, with the occasional merchant in the crowd. The room goes quiet as you enter, and you sense that you are not welcome. The innkeeper speaks. What is your business here? You tell the crowd that you are looking for information, specifically about the missing priest and strange wolves that have been giving the town trouble. The innkeeper growls, "We don't know anything about a priest, and we can take care of a few wolves without any help from the likes of you." His words are fierce, but you notice several of the patrons look uncertain. Ignoring the others' uncertainty, he continues, "We have no rooms here. You can have a drink, but afterwards, I suggest you move on." So it says, story skill check. Trickery 7, a random character. So it says, as you stick around attempting to gather any information from the crowd, it is apparent that not everyone is happy with you being there. A bottle flies through the air right at you. Alright, so we got to make a trickery of a 7. So random character, exorcist will be 1 through 5 again. Okay, so it's the madman. God, he's throwing a bottle at a madman. You're crazy. You're going to pay for that. Let's see. He doesn't have trickery. Oh, but I got a 10. Success. You deftly dodge the incoming projectile. The bottle shatters against the wall behind you. Luck seems to be with you. Gain +1 on your next search roll. +1 on a search roll. I'll have to remember that somehow. Then it says, choose your path. The assault by the crowd has upset you. They are gaining confidence, having made the first move. They are now getting ready for a good old-fashioned bar fight. Choice 1. If you decide to calm down the crowd to prevent somebody from getting hurt, or we can decide to teach these peasants a lesson for being uncooperative. Alright, so I'm thinking our exorcist will talk down our madman. And anyway, he's out to get monsters, not really kill villagers. So let's go ahead and try to calm them down. We need to calm this angry mob. Choose a character to make a speech 8 check. Alright, so that's going to be our priest. He's got a speech of a 1. Or our exorcist. Oh boy, here we go. So we need a 7. Got a 1. You enrage the incensed patrons. Bar fight. Skirmish with an angry mob. Okay, so here's an angry mob. And skirmish side. You sons of bitches. Teach you a lesson now. Alright, so we roll the dice for the number of characters in play. It's a 4-sided to determine their strength. So they got a 3. Okay, so we're going to put that on a 3. That gives them a +1 damage, -5 might. Now, are we going to attack or defend? Let's go ahead and attack. Both. Hell with these guys. Alright, so they're going to roll their attack dice. Okay, so overall they got a -5 in might. So they got a 46, so a 41. So they hit both characters. Alright, we lose 1d4 Vita. If the mob's total attack roll is 80+, increase the skirmish counter by 1. Ouch. Up to the maximum for the number of characters. Okay, so as they do damage, they get more bold and more of them to attack you. But, so we're going to lose 1d4 Vita. So 2. I'm going to have the madman use another power. Try to ignore damage with his keep it coming. So he ignored 3 of it. Okay. So the exorcist, however, will go to 19. He will take that damage. Okay, so now we get to attack back. Alright, so let's roll for the madman. He gets a might of +10. Oh, an 86. And their defense is a 42. So we did a damage there. And then the exorcist will attack. 87. Oh, take that, you bastards. They get a -1 damage. Oh, and I forgot they got a +1 damage, so the exorcist is actually down to 18. Sorry about that. Madman still absorbed that 3, so. Alright, so now let's both attack again. Let's finish these guys off. Alright, so the mob will attack us. Ooh, a 26. -1 damage. They have a might of 0. So 26 will not hit either one of us. Okay. Let's go with the Avenging Madman. So he got an 87. And that's it. We defeated the mob. Get out of here, bastards. The tension leaves as quickly as it escalated. These villagers are scared. It explains their short fuse, but what is more surprising is how defeated they seem once they've calmed down. It's as if they believe no amount of fighting will help. After peace is restored, a farmer approaches you nervously and says, your priest passed through my land inquiring about the way to Nurian's Hollow. I told him of a shortcut I know. A day later, crazed wolves came down out of those hills, devouring my livestock and attacking my family. We ran here to Austell Inc to find help, but everyone's too scared to leave town. If you agree to destroy those wolves, I will tell you of the shortcut. Alright, so choose your path. Can you spare the time to help? Choice 1, you decide that you cannot spare the time to help him with his woes. Or you decide to help the farmer with his troubles. Sorry, buddy. We're on a mission from the church. We have to rescue this priest. So, we are not going to take the time on this one. You feel terrible for turning your back on this man. He seems like a good person and the need here is great, but your main priority is the priest. If he is in danger, you must get to him with haste. You prepare for your departure to Nurian's Hollow, where you now know the priest was heading. You depart the town of Austell Inc for the caves of Nurian's Hollow. You do not know much about them, but you have heard rumors of dark things that lurk within. So let's travel to Nurian's Hollow. This will pass to the Exorcist, and we'll leave in the morning. So let's go off-road. We're just going to shortcut instead of going around. The hell with it, let's try it. Got an off-road event. Alright, so these are a little different. The off-roads have like a story here, and then choice 1 or 2, it'll tell you what happened on the other side. The sky was dark, with the moon hidden behind a thick layer of clouds. We heard an old yet powerful voice from all around. It said, "You must perform a service for me. If you refuse, I will make you mine. Take comfort, my need does not oppose your own pointless goals." So we had a choice to make. Hear him out rather than rushing into a fight, or you're not going to listen to what is obviously a foul creature of the night. So let's hear him out. The voice lamented, "I am old and tired of this world. You must destroy me as I cannot do it myself. Grant me oblivion. Skirmish with a vampire with its counter at 1. Gain an item after the combat is complete in addition to normal rewards." Nice. But it is a vampire, so that's not good, probably. Alright, and there's the vampire. Alright, and his counter is going to be at 1. So he's got -8 defense. Alright, let's attack this vampire and kill it. Both of us. It doesn't have a might, it's got a might of a 0. Alright, so it will attack us. 38. It's enough to hit the Exorcist. Lose 2d4 Vita, and 1 random character that was hit is consumed with Bloodlust of a 4. Thankfully, he's immune to Bloodlust, so that's kind of awesome. Oof, but he's taken 7 damage. That puts him down to 11, so he's going to need to heal. Alright, our turn, vampire. Alright, so let's have the Exorcist attack. He gets a +9 in might. Oh, that one's off the side. Ugh, 18. No, his defense is a 53, so that didn't work. Or 52, sorry. Alright, the Avenging Madman gets a +10. Come on. Ugh, a 2. Ouch. That did not work out. Alright. Next round, let's have the Exorcist defend and the Madman attack. He's gonna kill that vampire. Alright, so the vampire will attack. A 9. Ooh. Okay. So he doesn't deal less damage. We'll have the Exorcist attack with a -10, so he gets a -1 whatever he rolls total. So he did not hit, got a 37. And the Madman, come on, 88, so 98. Got him. Killed the vampire. Son of a bitch. For normal awards, the vampire would give us 10 coins. Let's see what item we get. Ring of Ruses. +1 trickery, absorption 1 against snare damage. It's a ring. Okay, let's give that to the Madman. I think we can have the Exorcist use Purification here. It's an active ability. It costs 1 power. We'll do it. And he recovers 4 Vita to yourself or an adjacent ally. So yeah, himself. So that'll put him at 15 Vita. Still wounded, but it's a little better. Alright, so leadership passes nighttime. Alright, so we'll go ahead and head into Nurian's Hollow. After a short journey, you arrive at Nurian's Hollow. Unfortunately, the cave entrance has collapsed. You attempt to clear the debris, but it is hopeless. Searching the area, you discover a burial ground set in the hills of the mountain. Near the entrance, you come upon an old man with a shovel digging a fresh grave. You approach to ask if there is another way into the caves. So we got to make a story skill check, speech of a 9, any one character. So obviously the Exorcist is our best bet, but he's got to roll an 8. I only got a +1. Nope. The old man leans on his shovel and looks you square in the eyes. Reckon you think you're more important than the likes of my old bones, eh? Off to grand adventures. So's you've have no time to ask a feller for directions respectfully. Well, 'tis true I'm getting on in this world, but I'm still strong enough to teach you groups of meddlers a lesson, with my shovel no less. Skirmish with the Undertaker. After you receive a good whipping, he tells you about the mausoleum entrance mentioned in the success condition. So this Undertaker's an asshole. Let's kick his butt and try to find out about this cave. Here's our Undertaker. Alright, so we're going to roll a 4-sided for his skirmish counter. Oh, you only got a 1. -1 damage, -5 might. So poor old guy can't fight. I'll kick his butt real quick. Alright. Let's have the priest do defense, or the Exorcist, and our Madman attack. I don't want him taking any more damage. Undertaker attacks, so he gets -5. So 54 is still enough to hit us both. Lose 2d4 Vita and 1d4 coins. One random character that was hit must pass speech 5 or become wanted. Oh, you son of a bitch. 2d4 Vita. Ah, 6, huh? So our Exorcist is hurt pretty bad. He's down to 9. Let's have our Exorcist attack him. He gets a -1. So 51 is not enough, almost. Okay, and our Madman gets a +10. Let's kill this fucker. 95. That'll hit and take him out. You son of a bitch. I forgot to do the speech check. Let's see if the Exorcist becomes wanted. Oh, they both took it, sorry. But I'm going to go ahead and use the 1 power point for his keep it coming. So he's only going to take 5, but still. So the Avenging Madman's down to 18. Alright, so one of them has to make a speech 5 or become wanted. Let's see, 1 through 5 is the exorcist. Like normal. Okay, so exorcist, he's got a +1 in speech. Alright, 8, so 9. So he's able to talk him out of going to the law about this fight. You learn of an old mausoleum deeper inside that has an opening caused by a quake a few years ago. That is the only way in he knows about. We gain 8 lore. So we're at 31 lore. Let's have the priest use his holy water, and we'll recover 1d6 health, or vita. So 5. Let's give all 5 to him, I think. That'll put him up to 14. I'm not sure of the timing of how you can do this, but for now I'll just go with it. We'll use the bandages he has too to recover 4 vita, and we'll do that to the madman. So the madman will be at 22. So into the hollow. The path heads into an old burial ground. You see the mausoleum that holds the forgotten entrance into Nurian's Hollow. An open grave is to your left. You make your way toward the door to the crypt, hoping to quickly find the entrance into the caves you were told about. So it says move characters to the exit zone and complete map skill check 2 in order to continue the story. Alright guys, let's see here. So, we've got to go to this map. The goal is to move to the exit zone and complete map skill check 2 in order to continue the story. There's the mausoleum entrance. So it says to put a dice here. And I believe that's actually connected to that door. So we have to get there and try a trickery check to open the door. There's an optional goal. Let's see. You can search these tombstones, and then you can also investigate this grave here. That's a check 2. So we're going to start here. We can start in any of these squares. These 4 here. So I'm going to start like that. So that's what's on the map. Your skin crawls as you feel tension stirring the air. The dead are restless today. At the end of every round on this map, the leader must roll a d10. So something can happen on this map at the end of every turn. So in a turn you can do each of the following once per encounter turn in any order. So you can move with your stride, you can act, but an act can only be one of the following. You can attack foe with equipped weapons, attacking ends any movement, activate, exhaust an item or artifact, or attempt to use a prayer ritual. So that's your act. You can interact with something, use summoned allies or companions, use as many number of consumable items you want, can use any of their abilities, and then you can equip or trade with an adjacent character. Okay, so let's go with the exorcist first since he's a leader. Should we just go ahead and take a look at this? Yeah, let's do that. So he's got a stride of a 4. 1, 2, 3. And he'll go to the grave. Now when he gets there, he's going to do an awareness of a 6. We're investigating this open grave. Alright, so we're going to roll this die. Awareness of a 6. He doesn't really have anything to help awareness. But he got a 6. Wow. Success! Inside you see a half-desiccated corpse whose stomach has been removed and viciously chewed upon. There is a glint of something within the gore. You reach inside, trying not to vomit in disgust. Your hand touches something round and hard. Pulling it carefully out, you discover a pearl ring. Through dry blood, you can see a delicate scrollwork pattern with a detailed filigree. You feel a compulsion to put it on your finger. You cannot resist. Oh God. Gain the red story marker. So red story marker, I'm assuming is that. Alright, so we got the red story marker. Let's consume another holy water for him, just in case. So he gets back 1 Vita. So at the end of the round, we're going to have to make a check. Let's have the madman go up. He's going to go ahead and try to open that door, I think. I don't trust this area at all. So the priest, or the exorcist, will make his check. I'm going to call him a priest every round, just so you know. I think I've done it already. Alright, roll a d10. Got an 8. So nothing happened there. A 1 to 3, it looks like you encounter monsters, so let's try to get this done. You can find items in those, it looks like, but I'm not going to worry about those right now. Let's go with the madman. 1, 2, 3. And we'll try to roll trickery. Unfortunately, I'm not good at trickery. It's a 7 plus 1. Okay, so we failed that roll. It says, you hurt your hand while attempting to unlock it. Lose 2 Vita, and you can try again on your next turn. So he's down to 20. Let's have the exorcist go. I might try to find an item there. I don't know. Alright, so the madman will roll. See if we encounter monsters. 5? No. We're good. Oh, and I did miss. It says characters have a -1 stride on this map. So, sorry about that. We'll just go back 1. Alright, so it'll go back to the exorcist. 1, 2, 3. I don't think I'm going to bother with that item. And then we'll go up here with the madman. So, over there. Try it again with the thievery. Or trickery. A 10. We got it. Success. You are able to unlock the door. Remove it from the map. Alright guys, so that would send us on to Chapter 2 as we go into the darkness of the mausoleum and try to get into the caves. So that was our playthrough of Chapter 1 of Folklore the Affliction. So I'll be right back and we'll talk about the game and what I think of it. I'll go ahead and give it a review for me, even though I haven't really played a lot of it yet. Alright guys, so I'm back from playing Folklore the Affliction. That was just the first module, obviously. Chapter 1 of an ongoing story. I did not realize it was sort of legacy-based. More like a D&D campaign or story than a one-shot. I don't know what I actually expected from it. Kind of more of a one-shot where you played through different stories. Did not expect it to continue like it does. So that's awesome. Definitely had more of a D&D feel. Okay, let me preface it by saying, too, that if you don't like dice rolling, you're probably not going to love it. It's a Ameritrash type game, definitely. Story and a lot of rolling to determine stuff. But the exploration mode was awesome. I love how you move along the map. I love the road events. It's so cool. It reminds me of playing D&D 2nd Edition, where you have all these encounter cards, and you're rolling, random encounters, and this part of the road you encounter this barbarian lady that falls in love with one of the characters and follows him around and attacks monsters for him. You encounter a wagon broke down and you can help them or not. all that stuff's in here, which I absolutely love. Any game that simulates D&D to me, because unfortunately it's impossible almost to play D&D with a group anymore as you get older. We have friends that are really into D&D, but our schedules just don't match. So games that simulate that kind of feel, I absolutely love. It's my favorite kind of game. Then you combine the horror aspect with it, the fantasy horror, and obviously this is my thing, so I'm going to put a higher value on this game than, people that are just more into a good board game maybe, with cool mechanics and everything, and don't care much about the theme and the story of it. But so far what I played of it, I was absolutely drawn into it, sucked into the story, to the characters, even the characters' histories in that, how you can name them, level them up, raise them. And you're following this story along, making choices for your characters. You're passing the leadership back and forth, so you can each kind of, affect the game how you want a little more. Each round, or each exploration thing and each turn. The story is very intriguing so far. Starts with this little mystery of the disappeared priest. So obviously chapter 2 you're going to go into the depths down there and try to find him, find out what's going on in that town with the werewolves and that. It's stuff that, wow. Let me just say I could not be happier with this purchase. When I first bought it, I thought it would be, I thought there was a risk that it would be a bad game. You see a lot of miniature games on Kickstarter that aren't very good, that are just selling you miniatures and a look and maybe a theme. And I'm not naive there. I've got a few of them that are like that, actually. But this one sucked me in immediately. So if you're into that kind of game, I absolutely recommend it. And if you like the horror with some story mixed, I can't think of a better one. Maybe you're looking at Eldritch Horror in those, but this tells an ongoing story, and it's like a campaign. People that are into like Ravenloft and that, this is perfect. This is right up my alley, and it might be up yours too. For myself, if I'm going to review this game, just based on chapter 1, and that can change, obviously with more playthroughs. Just a very early review, preliminary review. I'm going to give this a 9. I want to give it a 10, and I might as I play it more. I can't imagine giving it a lower score. Everything looks great. The miniatures are amazing. Just the look of the cards, with the road events, with the book type approach to it, the character sheets, the map, everything is awesome. And it plays well. Again, it's very story based. It's right up my wheelhouse, and just the perfect theme for me. So Folklore, I'm going to give it a 9, and that might go up. So hopefully we'll do a playthrough of this, do a campaign. Once we're done, right now we're doing Pandemic Legacy, so check those out too. As always, thank you for watching, and have fun, play games.